What up, wonderful world of YouTube? Today we are going to be looking at the Modulus Ghost Ops series Shadow ICS-6. This is an internal clip blaster with multiple tactical rails, one on the bottom, second one on the bottom, as well as two on the side. End strike attachment lugs on front and back. Insertion point for the darts is there. Today we are going to be rescuing this one because it has a dart stuck up at the front of the muzzle. This blaster was purchased for $5.99 Canadian from Value Village. So let's get in there and see what we can do. So I'm going to start by taking off the screws here. There's two up here on the priming slide that need to be taken off, and then I will proceed to the ones front and back and bottom. Okay, so right off the bat, a little bit of a problem. So when trying to remove the screws from the priming slide, which does function by the way, so the screws are removed, but it seems to be that the slide itself is integrated directly into the priming action, the little air cylinder there. So I cannot actually get this to release. It looks like there might actually just be screws on the inside of a plastic channel there, but it's on the inside of the blaster, which I cannot access from outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and loosen up some of the screws up front and see how far we can get from there. Wow, feeling really lucky I had one of these gribby grabby tools. Yeah, so just a quick rundown of what happened there. So this screw deep in here, that's a pretty deep hole, pretty small for the wide body on my multi-bit little the fat nub there. Anyway, so gonna button this up real quick here. Yeah, so in the Nerf community over the last couple of years, I guess there's been a little bit of consternation over what seems to be a new policy over at Hasbro to not allow easy modding recently. This seems to be a problem, especially with the Elite 2.0 line, where early on it was noted that some of the blasters seem to be put together a lot with glue instead of screws. Of course, that's not the issue here. What we got here is deep holes, smaller than normal. I think this is a Phillips 0, so not even a Phillips 1. So your standard size 2 Phillips screwdriver is definitely not gonna get the job done. But as you can see, we've removed that poor old dart. And as soon as I get this all buttoned up back together, we will give it a test fire. Make sure she still works. All right, so priming slide back in place there. Now get the dart in. Looks like it primes okay. And test the lights and woo! All right, that is a good save. All right, so our shadow is good to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or if I'm going to redonate it. or if I'm just going to try and clean it up and sell it. Let's have a look at the batteries here. Now I just want to point out that this is not a modding channel. I'm not going to be modding blasters full time. Screw seam strip. Oh no, that is a slightly bigger one. All right, do I have a Phillips one here? That's interesting. So should note that the battery tray on the Shadow seems to have a slightly different size screw. Probably another deterrent in place to stop or discourage modding. All right, so the date on the batteries here, let's pull one out. Okay, so these aren't the newest, but they certainly seem good. I don't see any signs of corrosion on here. The dates on here is May 2019 to May 2026. So not the new 10-year battery, not the new 10-year shelf life that Duracell advertises lately, but that will get the job done. So this blaster takes 3 AAAs. Don't know why everything that takes AAAs takes an odd number. What is with that? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and we will be doing more in the future. If you've seen the intro, then you know what's coming up next is the deploy. If anybody is a fan of Coop's old channel, you'll know that this is one of his least favorite blasters of all time. So I'm sure he will enjoy seeing one be taken apart and probably stop watching the video halfway through if he happens to see this at all. Oh shoot, that still works too. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that will be coming up next, and I hope you enjoyed the Shadow ICS-6.